Hi everyone, it's Nancy Wethington with you again, and I'm going to show you how to cut the 3-tiered file folders for this Button Farm project. And you can see here I've got mine ready to go to decorate and add pages in. They are cut as file folders. They have a 1/2-inch spine, each of them. And they're cut at 3 different sizes. The tallest one at the back, then the medium, and then the shorty in the front. I have not decorated the box yet. I'm just working right now on cutting the folders and scoring the folders, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. You will be doing these out of the blue Calypso Bazzill cardstock. And when you do them, you'll notice on the cardstock that one side is smooth and one side is the textured. And I have the textured side out on mine, which means when it's time to score these, you will open them up and have the smooth side up on your scoreboard. Okay, so let's get busy. I'm going to set this aside for a minute. And you take 3 pieces of 12 by 12 blue cardstock and cut them all at 8.5 by 12. So I've done that. I've cut the 8.5 inch. I've cut it down to 8.5 inches on one side. Save those pieces. We'll use those inside the file folders. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut 3 different sizes. So the first side I'm going to leave at 12-inch length, and I'm going to mark this. It's 12 inches tall, 8.5 inches wide. Okay, and I'll have these all in your measurements, but in case you want to do a different project with these, they're really easy. The middle size, again, is going to be 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches tall. So you're going to take that 12-inch side and cut off 1 inch. Set that aside. This is going to get folded up like this eventually, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. Then the shortest size is still 8.5 inches wide, and that is going to be 10 inches tall. So again, this will fold like this. So now it's time to take those 3 pieces, and we're going to use a scoreboard. I'm going to grab mine here. And these are going to get scored so that we get that 1/2 inch file folder. And I'm taking the 10-inch first, 8.5 by 10 inch. Okay, we're going to score this 8.5 by 10 inch at 4 3/4. And at 5 1/4. And this. Oh, I didn't cut it to 10. I'm so sorry. Hang on, I knew something was wrong. Let me cut that down right now. And again, save those pieces. We'll use them on the inside of your books. All right, so now I've got this finally cut right, and it's 8.5 by 10, and I've marked it once again since I didn't tell you that before about cutting it. It's going to be 4 3/4 and 5 1/4, and that's going to give us a 1/2 inch gusset. You're going to score on the with the textured side up so that you're folding it in towards the plain side, the smooth side. Okay, and we're going to score that. And this is our shorty. So this matches this. And I'll show you how to do the top of these in a minute. Okay, so then we've got the 8.5 by 11, so I'm going to cut it down to 11 inches. Sorry, my Carl cutter is behind me. Save the extra pieces. I'm putting the 11 inch across the top of the scoreboard, and I'm going to score at 5 1/4. I want a 1/2 inch gusset, so that gives me 5 3/4. I'm going to fold in towards the smooth side, and that gives me my center file folder. The next one stays at 12 inches. That's the largest of the three. And this is going to get scored at 5 3/4 and at 6 1/4. Again, we're going to fold in towards the smooth side. And now I have 3 graduated sizes. Okay? I did these in white because the next step I'm going to show you, I'm going to be marking some things on these. So I wanted you to be able to see the markings, but I'll pull the other file folders also just so you can see what I've done and why. I wanted these to look like file folders. So let me grab another one of my tools real quick. And if you have one of these, they're invaluable. It is an envelope punch board. This one happens to be, but we are memory keepers. I have a couple different ones, but this is one of my favorites, probably because I really like their stuff, and partially because I think they last a lifetime. So I'm going to start with my largest folder, what's going to be my largest file folder. And on this one, I want the tab to be on the left side of the folder, left back. So I'm going to open up my file folder, and I'm going to put that left corner right in the center. And if you know how to use the punch board, you know what I'm doing. Punch down. And then I want this to be a 3-inch tab. So I'm going to put my paper all the way over to the 3-inch mark. And let me see if I can't zoom in a little bit here. There we go. And I'm going to punch again. Okay? So now I've got my tab, but I want to get rid of this. See? I don't want this. I want the tab to be able to stick up. So now I'm going to go back to my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut from here all the way over 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and this is all going to get cut off at 1/4 inch. So let me do that now. Okay, so now I have like an authentic looking tab. I can turn this around and I can punch a corner here. So it'll just do a little corner rounder thing. If you don't want to use that, of course you can use a corner rounder. But now what happens on this file folder is this is a little bit too tall for me. I don't want to cover that tab. So I'm going to take 1/4 inch off of this end. I'm going to go back to my paper trimmer. Take 1/4 inch off. And now I've got a tab that sticks up. And that's how we got this. Okay? So I'm going to continue to do that on each of these, but the next one I'm going to work on is the shortest one because I want the tab on the far right. So I'm going to put the far right corner of the back of the file folder. Whoop. I'm going to actually turn this around. Go to the 3 inches. Whoop, I'm out of camera. I'm so sorry. Go to the 3-inch mark. Punch again. Then I want this off because I want that tab to be on the far right. So I'm going to cut this off on my paper trimmer. And it looks like I just need a little bit more off. I'm going to do it the easy way. Okay, so pretend I cut that. Okay, now I've got my tab sticking up. I'm going to turn this around and punch my corners. You can make so many different size envelopes with these. If you don't want to buy one of these, then find a card maker friend, because they probably have one you can borrow. But if you do want to buy one, they can more than likely get one for you from the Button Farm. So again, I want to cut a 1/4 inch off of this side because I want the tabs in the back. So I'm going to just take my paper trimmer again and cut off a 1/4 inch. I'm saving all these extra papers also. Then I'm going to punch my corners of what I just cut off. And now I've got my shorty. Okay? It's my blue one. Now the next one is the middle one. Now the middle one I want in the middle. So I'm going to grab my ruler, and I use a Tim Holtz ruler because I think they're wonderful. And I'm going to find my center. Okay, and my center is at 4 1/4. So I'm going to mark my center. And then I'm going to go, because this is a 3-inch tab that I'm using, right? I'm going to go 1.5 inches on the left side and mark that, and 1.5 inches on the right of it and mark that. So now I know with my marks, I know this is my center. I know this to here is 3 inches altogether, and that's where I'm going to be putting my slot. So if you can see this, here's my mark, and here's where I punch, right? So I'm going to slide that mark right in and punch, and then I'm going to go to this one at 3 inches away and punch. And now what I want to get rid of is here to here and here to here. So I'm going to go back to my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut. And I think I just did something really wrong. We'll see in a minute. Yep, I forgot to lift something up on my cutter. Do you believe this? So honestly, this would be here. I should just tape it. I'm so sorry. But here is the middle. Okay, then punch your corners. I can't believe I forgot to lift that. I've only used this paper trimmer for about 20 years. We're going to do our corners on the back, and then I want to take a 1/4 inch off of this end. So I'm going back to my trimmer and prove that I really do know how to use it. Okay, and then here it is cut. And here's my middle one. All ready with the gusset at the bottom, the 1/2 inch gusset at the bottom. And these will fit and everything lines up. Okay? Again, these will all be in your directions with